We definitely thought about it, and futarchy is something that I've been interested in for a long time. I remain a massive meta bull. I will say, I think a large portion of the utility of these tokens is the ability to vote, as I mentioned. So, just purely owning the club is interesting. Many people want to do that, but actually being able to impact all of those decisions, pro rata, relative to your ownership and the amount of club tokens you hold, I think is even more interesting. I also think, given that this is the first football club that's ever been tokenized, it's a lot easier to swallow. Traditional governance is a lot easier to swallow than saying, yes, this is the first tokenized football club, and it's also governed by these things called decision markets, and then you have to explain about 20 things at once to everyone who might be interested. I think it makes a lot of sense for an entity like Alpha FC, which plans to be the infrastructure layer for football clubs. So, down the line, we'd like to launch many more clubs. We'd like the platform to be the place where you go to buy shares, to trade, buy club tokens, to trade club tokens, to vote on proposals, and tip players and everything in between. And I think, for a platform like Alpha FC, it makes a lot more sense to be governed by futarchy. But at the moment, I don't see a futarchy governed football club coming. I think another reason for that is the legal structure that's required of organizations that are operating, with futarchic governance at the moment. Right now, the to for a football club to be fan owned, and many of them are, there is sort of a set structure in place, and what we're doing is taking that structure into the digital era, to go and say, hey, we want to incorporate this club in the Cayman Islands, and by the way, the equity is going to be the same. Tokens are going to be the same thing as equity. That becomes a lot more complex for regulators and for the league.